Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you are just one mindset shift away from transforming your entire life? Every great empire, every revolutionary invention, every world-changing success story started with something you and I already possess. The power of thought. The only difference between those who conquer their dreams and those who fall into mediocrity is the way they think, act, and persist. Winners are not born, they are made. They are shaped by a mindset so powerful that no failure can break them, no setback can define them, and no obstacle can hold them back. And today, I am going to give you the exact blueprint of how they think, so you can apply it in your own life. Starting now. But let me be clear, this is not just another motivational speech. This is a wake-up call. If you truly grasp what I'm about to share, it will be impossible for you to live the same way after this. You will see opportunities where others see limitations. You will embrace challenges instead of avoiding them. You will develop the mindset of winners. And that, my friends, will change everything. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast desert with no map, no compass, and no idea where you're going. The sun is blazing, your energy is draining, and every step feels uncertain. Now tell me, how far do you think you'll get? This is exactly how most people live their lives. Wandering aimlessly, hoping luck will favor them, waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right circumstances. But winners don't wait. Winners don't wander. Winners know exactly where they are going. Every legendary success story starts with one foundational principle: definite purpose. This is the fuel that drives all great achievements, the force that turns ordinary men and then women into titans of industry, pioneers of innovation, and icons of history. Definite purpose is not just a goal, it is an obsession, a burning fire inside that refuses to be extinguished. Look around you. Look at the world's greatest leaders, inventors, athletes, and business magnates. Do you think they stumbled upon success by accident? Do you think they woke up one day and miraculously achieved greatness? Absolutely not. They decided their destiny. They claimed it with unshakable conviction. There is no power in vague desires. Saying I want to be successful means nothing. Saying I want to be rich means nothing. The universe does not respond to weak, half-hearted wishes. It responds to clarity, certainty, and unwavering commitment. Winners know this. They don't just hope for success. They demand it from themselves. Think about an archer standing before a target. What if he had no bullseye to aim for? Would he hit anything worthwhile? Of course not. He would fire arrows aimlessly, wasting his energy, wasting his time. And that is exactly what happens to those who lack a definite purpose. They move, but they don't progress. They work, but they don't build. They live, but they don't achieve. The moment you decide exactly what you want, down to the finest detail, you set a powerful force into motion. Your mind shifts, your actions align, and suddenly, opportunities begin to appear that you never noticed before. It's not magic, it's the power of Focus US. When you fix your mind on a specific, unshakable purpose, the world bends in your favor. But listen closely. Having a definite purpose is not enough. You must back it with an unrelenting, all-consuming desire. It must dominate your thoughts, influence your decisions, and fuel your every action. It must become the reason you wake up early and the reason you refuse to quit when the journey gets tough. Most people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or resources. They fail because they lack direction. They don't know what they want, so they settle for whatever life throws at them. Winners don't accept life as it is. They shape it into what they want it to be. So, let me ask you, what is your definite purpose? What is that one goal so big, so important that it sets your soul on fire? If you don't have one, find it. If you do have one, lock onto it with a grip so tight that nothing, now TNJ, can shake you from its pursuit. Let me tell you something powerful. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against the economy, not against your competitors, not against the opinions of others. It is the battle against your own doubts, your own fears, your own self-imposed limitations. Look around you. The people who rise to the top are not always the smartest. They are now always the most talented. But they have something most people lack. They have an unshakable belief in themselves. A belief so strong that no failure, no setback, no rejection can break it. And I need you to hear this loud and clear. If you don't believe in yourself, no ILSOL. The world does not reward hesitation. It does not reward self-doubt. It rewards confidence, courage, and an unbreakable mindset. Think about it. Every single person who has achieved greatness had moments of struggle. They faced criticism. They were laughed at. They were told their dreams were impossible. But they had something deep inside them. A fire, a knowing, a relentless belief that refused to be shaken. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. What if he had believed the coach? Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. What if he had accepted the judgment? Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. What if he had given up? Now, let me ask you something. How many times have you given up on yourself because someone doubted you? How many times have you hesitated because of fear, because of the opinions of others, because you thought you weren't good enough? Enough of that, enough. Faith in oneself is not a luxury, it is a necessity, is the very foundation of success. Without it, you are building your dreams on quicksand, ready to collapse at the first sign of struggle. You see, the mind is a powerful thing. What you believe about yourself will become your reality. If you see yourself as weak, you will act weak. If you see yourself as incapable, you will fail before you even start. But when you DCD, when you make the unwavering decision that you are powerful, that you are capable, that you will succeed, your actions will follow. And let me tell you something incredible. You don't need anyone's permission to believe in yourself. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. The only thing you need is to make a decision that from this moment forward, you will back yourself 100%, no matter what. Faith in yourself means that when the world says no, you say, watch me. When the world doubts you, you use it as fuel. When things get hard, and they will, you stand firm, you push through, and you remind yourself, I was built for this. I was made for more. Because listen to me carefully. The people who change the world are not the ones who wait for permission. They are the ones who dare to believe in themselves when no one else does. What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you are much closer to success than you think? That everything you have ever wanted, every goal, every dream, every vision, is just on the other side of one simple decision, the decision to persist. But here's the brutal truth. Most people quit too soon. They start with excitement, with energy, with motivation pumping through their veins. But the moment they hit a wall, the moment things get difficult, the moment they face rejection or failure, they walk away. And that's why they never win. Winners don't quit. Winners don't retreat. Winners don't back down. They persist when others fold. They keep pushing when everything inside them screams to stop. They understand that persistence is the only bridge between failure and success. Think about the most successful people in history. Do you really think they had it easy? Do you really think they just breezed through life without struggle, without resistance, without moments of crushing defeat? No, they got knocked down. They failed. They lost. But they refused to stay down. Let me remind you of something. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care how tired you are, how many times you've failed, how unfair things have been. It rewards those who stand back up, those who fight for what they want, those who refuse to surrender to circumstances. You have to develop a mindset so unshakable, so resilient that no obstacle, no criticism can stop you. Because let me tell you, pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Think of a stonecutter hammering away at a rock. He hits it once, nothing. He hits it twice, still nothing. 10 to 100 times, still nothing. But then, on the 100th blow, crack, the rock splits wide open. Was it the last hit that did it? No, it was every single hit before it. And that is exactly how success works. It doesn't happen instantly. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens through relentless, consistent action, through refusing to give up no matter how long it takes. But most people don't last that long. Most people give up on the 99th hit. They walk away right before the breakthrough, right before the moment when everything was about to change. And that is the difference between those who win and those who don't. Are you willing to keep pushing when nothing seems to be working? Are you willing to outlast your failures, your doubts, your struggles? Because if you are, nothing, absolutely no DANG, can stop you. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly gave more than what was expected of you? When was the last time you pushed past the bare minimum, past the average, past what was good enough, and delivered something exceptional? Because let me tell you a secret. The world does not reward average. The world does not reward those who simply show up, do what they're told, and clock out. The world rewards those who go beyond the call of duty, those who give more effort than anyone asks for, those who operate at a level that forces people to notice. The habit of going the extra mile is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It is the difference between the person who stays stuck in mediocrity and the one who rises to greatness. It is the difference between those who struggle their entire lives and those who dominate their industries, their businesses, and their lives. Look at any successful person, any champion, any leader, any high achiever, and you will find one thing in common. They give more than what is expected. They don't just do the job, they overdeliver. They don't just meet expectations, they exceed them. They don't just work hard, they work relentlessly. Why? Because they understand something that most people never grasp. Opportunity hides in the extra mile. Think about it. When everyone else stops at good enough, when everyone else does the bare minimum, when everyone else is just trying to get by, that's where you step in. That's where you shine. Because there's almost no competition in the extra mile. Most people quit early. Most people refuse to do more than what's required. Most people don't push themselves past their comfort zones. And that is exactly why those who go the extra mile always stand out. A waiter who just serves the food gets a small tip. But a waiter who remembers your name, your favorite drink, who makes you feel special. They create an experience you never forget. An employee who does only what's in their job description stays stuck in the same position for years. But an employee who takes initiative, who finds ways to bring more value, who treats the company as if it were their own, that's the person who gets promoted, who gets noticed, who becomes indispensable. A business that delivers just what the customer paid for is like every other business. But a business that goes beyond expectations, that surprises and delights its customers, that gives more than what was promised, that's the business that dominates the market, that builds loyal customers, that creates an empire. And here's the most powerful part. Going the extra mile is a COIC. You don't need more money to do it. You don't need more education. You don't need permission. You just need the mindset, the discipline, the relentless attitude that says, I will give more than what is required, no matter what. Winners understand this. Losers don't. Winners don't ask, what's the least I can do? They ask, how can I overdeliver? How can I make an impact? How can I leave an unforgettable mark? This is what turns good into great. This is what turns struggling businesses into unstoppable brands. This is what turns ordinary people into legends. The question is, will you develop the habit of going the extra mile? What if I told you that the greatest force shaping your success, your wealth, your health, and your entire future is something you're barely even aware of? Right now, deep beneath your conscious thoughts, there's a powerhouse operating 24/7. It is recording everything you believe, everything you say, everything you accept as truth about yourself and the world. And here's the catch. It does not argue with you. It does not question you. It simply follows orders. This is your subconscious mind. It is the hidden engine behind your actions, your habits, and your results in life. It is your greatest ally or your most dangerous enemy, depending on how you train it. And most people let their subconscious mind work against them instead of for them. Think about it. From the moment you were born, your subconscious has been programmed by your parents, by your teachers, by society, by every experience you've had. If you've been told all your life that money is hard to make, guess what? Your subconscious will make sure you always struggle financially. If you've been told that you're not good enough, your subconscious will shape your behavior in ways that reinforce that belief. But here's the truth that most people never realize. You have the power to reprogram your mind. You have the power to rewrite your beliefs, your self-image, and your destiny. Your subconscious mind is like a soil. Whatever you plant in it, it will grow. Plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation. It will grow a life of struggle and failure. Plant seeds of confidence, success, and unstoppable determination. It will grow a life of abundance and achievement. So, let me ask you, what are you feeding your mind every day? Are you filling it with negativity, with excuses, with thoughts of failure? Or are you feeding it with thoughts of power, confidence, and absolute certainty that you will win? Because let me tell you something, your thoughts are not just thoughts. They are instructions to your subconscious. Think small, and your subconscious will make sure you stay small. Think big, and your subconscious will move mountains to make it happen. Now, here's where the magic happens. When you control your subconscious mind, you control your reality. When you command it with absolute clarity, it will begin to shape your behavior, your actions, and even the circumstances around you. Have you ever noticed how, when you decide to buy a specific car, suddenly you see that car everywhere? That's not a coincidence. That's your subconscious working. When you tell it what you want, it starts filtering the world to bring it to you. And the greatest minds in history knew this. They didn't just hope for success. They programmed themselves for it. They visualized it, they affirmed it, they conditioned their subconscious to expect it. And when your mind expects success, your actions will follow. So how do you take control? You must become the master of your own thoughts. You must deliberately plant the ideas, the beliefs, and the visions that will lead you to victory. You must repeat them, visualize them, feel as if they are already real. Because once your subconscious accepts something as truth, it becomes your reality. Tell me who you spend the most time with, and I'll tell you your future. Think about that for a moment. The people you surround yourself with are either pulling you up or dragging you down. There is no in between. They are either fueling your ambition, pushing you toward greatness, or they are suffocating your potential, poisoning your mind with doubt, and keeping you trapped in mediocrity. And here's the truth most people never realize. Your environment shapes your destiny more than your talent, more than your education, and more than your background. Look at your 5 closest friends. Are they hungry for success? Are they pushing themselves to grow, to improve? Or are they complaining, procrastinating, making excuses and settling for less than they deserve? Because like it or not, you are becoming like them. You absorb the energy of those around you. Their mindset seeps into your subconscious. Their standards become your standards. Their habits become your habits. And if you're surrounded by people who think small, who act small, who dream small, you will live a small life. But here's the good news. You have the power to change it. You can choose who influences you. You can choose to level up your circle. You can choose to surround yourself with winners, with visionaries, with people who demand more from life and refuse to settle for average. Because when you surround yourself with greatness, it forces you to rise. Think about it. If you spend your time around people who are disciplined, focused, and driven, what happens? You start thinking differently. You start setting bigger goals. You start holding yourself to a higher standard. But if you spend your time around people who are lazy, negative, and always making excuses, what happens? Their mindset infects you like a disease. Suddenly, their excuses become your excuses. Their doubts become your doubts. Their failures become your reality. Success is contagious, and so is failure. This is why the most successful people in the world are obsessed with their inner circle. They do not waste time with energy drainers. They do not entertain negativity, gossip, or small thinking. They protect their mindset like a fortress, because they understand one thing. Your network determines your net worth. You cannot afford to let the wrong people pull you down. You cannot afford to keep toxic relationships that drain your energy. You can't afford to spend time with people who laugh at your dreams, who tell you to be realistic, who make you doubt yourself. You need to be around people who challenge you, who push you, who make you feel like you're capable of more. You need people who hold you accountable, who inspire you to take massive action, who refuse to let you settle for anything less than your full potential. So, ask yourself right now, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they making you stronger, or are they keeping you weak? Are they pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? Because at the end of the day, your circle is shaping your destiny. Choose wisely.